Welcome to day 2 of the PartyPoker.net Mosconi Cup 14. Europe fighting back against the USA after a poor day 1. We're at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas for the Ryder Cup of Pool. Europe's possible fight back began with a bang, a 6-0 win by Peach and Suke in the doubles. In a moment, a singles clash between two old friends. A huge responsibility then for Tony Drago, the speedy snooker star from Malta, and for his opponent, Rodney Morris.
Well, yesterday, there was never a 4-1 down result. The worst would have been 3-2, could have been even 3-2 up. But we're 4-1 down now, and we all accept it. We all made a few mistakes, and today is a different day, and 4-1 down is 4-1 down, but it's not the end of it, by far.
Obviously, we're very fortunate to be up 4-1. You know, we didn't expect that, especially the way we all played in the doubles matches. But I think it was good to make a statement in my singles match against Niels that, we can play, and show some true form at the end there.
Well, yeah, Rodney is very similar to myself. We're both very attacking, very fluent, very exciting players, and great shot makers. And me and Rodney, I believe, whoever put the authority on the match first, I believe will win the match.
I know Tony very well. We're pretty good friends, and he's a nice guy. So it's I have mixed emotions like I always do when I play people that I like. But in the end, we have to entertain and we have to try to win for the team. So I think we'll play good, and I think you'll see Tony play better because he knows me very well. So he'll play a little bit more comfortable, and he'll probably make better decisions.
At least we need to win today. It will be nice to win 4-1. It'll be nice to win 5-0. But if we win 3-2. With the third day coming, it's still, but we can't afford any different results than that. We need to win today.
Well, I think you're going to see a much different Tony Drago out there today. I think singles play suits Tony's style considerably better than doubles action. I mean, I wouldn't want to be his doubles partner, Jerry, just because he plays so fast he could throw me out of rhythm. But I think in singles play, the same can be said for his opponent. That's the second leg in a row that Europe has won today.
6 racks, first rack, Europe.
Great start. The baton has been passed to the Tornado.
I believe he's come up dry and may have gotten a fortunate roll from the 3-ball.
Push out. Sure.
And Rodney nominates the push out before he got out of his chair. The 3 coming to obstruct the clear path from the cue ball to that 1, the yellow 1 on the right-hand side of the table.
Well, he's got the 2-ball down in the corner pocket that he was. I didn't know if he was looking to flick that 2-ball in to get the easy second shot out of the way and then draw back behind the 7 for a block, but that wouldn't be that great a safety. Well, that's interesting. He's certainly going to get this back.
And he's just put that 8 up to the 9 as well, just to make things a little bit more difficult.
Start the clock.
And Drago has motion for Rodney to come back into play. Can't blame him. Watch this shot.
Tony had to sit and look right down the line of that shot from Rodney Morris, but that one just took Tony back to school.
What a great shot. I mean, that was a thin cut coming off that rail. He could have easily missed that ball and given up ball in hand. Guts. But now he has to solve his own problem with the 8-ball.
And he's not ideally situated on this 3. Thin cut into the side.
Wow, and I got a funny roll out of that corner.
Rodney's having a quick look at that 8. I think he'd be quite happy if he gets that far, because this will take some doing, just knocking this 4 in. And he's going to have to avoid that side pocket, so he'll stay below it or on the right-hand side. Oh, he was very close to that side, Jerry. I thought he'd try and just knock that 4 in. Great effort from the Rocket there.
Now, does he come off the rail here and break this cluster up? This is not a bad, well, he did not. I thought he might move them apart there because the 6 ball was over the corner pocket and he would have had shape, but
It looks like if he can get the right angle on the brown 7, following this green 6 that's at his mercy, he can play that 8 into the top corner pocket. And the angle that he's got now, he can take the cue ball into them. The natural path looks like it takes that cue ball straight into the 9 and 8.
yes, but then he's got to hit it right to get a roll. Oh, what a shot!
And all this, remember, from Rodney Morris's push out and Tony Drago putting him back in.
Well, this is what America needed. They've just put their first mark on the board for the day, and it's match 2. What a great player to do that in the Rocket.
And what a statement he sends back to Drago, though, where Drago put him back in and sat in his chair, never got back out of it.
Never did. Here's the 9 ball. A point for USA, and the Rocket celebrating that moment.
Tony looking around. You'd like to have that decision back. But a long ways to go. The first rack goes to the Americans. They've already lost the first match of the day to have Europe back to a 4-2 scoreline. 5 matches will be played here on day 2.
By 1 rack to 0.
And Morris with the break now in rack number 2.
I don't see a legal break. Oh, it just does.
But nothing down anyway.
Yeah, it's dry. He has to give up his turn anyway, so little matter. That 1 ball just barely missing that side pocket. And Tony, it looked like he was going to play it rail first.
Great effort from Drago here. Beautiful shot, nicely controlled. All he had to do was avoid the double kiss.
Yeah, this was a very nice shot. Avoiding that double kiss, not as easy as he's just made it look. What a hit from the Rocket.
And where's the cue ball?
Scratch.
And now, looking at the lay of the land, as we see this great escape from the Rocket, but with the cue ball finding a path to that side, I think Tony's going to lay another snooker here. He's going to be going for the 3. Well, I thought he'd be going for the three snookers. Where the 2 was located, it seemed to me like that would be the prudent path to the victory line. Drago saw otherwise. This doesn't look too bad either.
Not at all. Rodney brings his jump cue with him to the table.
Two just comes off the cushion far enough so that it doesn't pass into the bottom corner. So Drago just trying to use that 6 as a blocker and successfully defends. Michaela grabbing the flexi rest now for Rodney. Going to be looking to come off the 2 cushions here, try and put distance between cue ball and 2.
And maybe slide the cue ball over behind the 3 and the 5 rather.
Foul shot. Ball in hand.
And nothing touching a cushion after contact was made. Morris quickly slides the cue ball away to acknowledge the foul. A real classy gesture though, Jerry.
Yes, indeed. No argument from the Rocket. And Tony, I didn't think he knew the word extension, but he has just used it.
Needs that cue ball to slow down.
He sure does. You know, he didn't use his extension, really. He called extension and then shot.
Well, he certainly is keeping the handcuffs on Morris here. Seems like every time Rodney comes to the table, he's snookered.
He's made the hit, but he's left a shot now.
He might not like his next one.
Yeah. And again, Rodney comes to the table with a kick or a jump, and he's brought the short stick again.
I think Tony's letting Rodney know what his preferred game is, snooker.
No.
These guys don't waste much time. They get down with it right away.
Tony cueing over the 4-ball.
And he went at the bank, but he also went at the bank with the speed in mind so that if he missed it, he wasn't going to leave it.
Yeah, pretty clever shot.
Rodney just weighing out the defensive options.
He'll be laying the 3-ball down here on the rail and hoping that he gets a block from the 8-ball. Well, 2 balls at opposite ends of the table. The 8-ball also comes into play here.
Okay, I get it. You don't want to give me a shot. All right. I understand.
Well, finally, Rodney had to say something. Every time he comes to the table, he's got nothing. And finally, Tony Drago may have bought himself an opening. Combination and position to the 3, and a gilt edge chance now for Drago to secure the second rack of this match. The race to 6.
Leaving himself enough angle here to work the cue ball back across the table for the green 6.
The former World Masters champion Drago.
Yeah, he's got it. Just floats down for the 9-ball. And he's about to even our match.
And that he does. Drago secures the 9, 1-1 here at the MGM Grand. And I understand that Johan Ruschenk, the non-playing Euro captain, has been tracked down by our Simon Thomas.
Yes, he has. And Johan, what on earth did you say to your team last night? Because what a turnaround.
Well, I didn't say anything else than I said on camera. It's just the start. We were 4-1 down, which was a blow, but it's a race to 11, and I think we have a good team. So we're not there just for 1-on-1 tournament. We are good all year. We won. We didn't win yesterday, but now we're getting better, and the rules were a bit in our favor this time. So let's hope for a good fight this day.
We heard 1 or 2 rumours that Tony wasn't particularly happy after yesterday's play. Is he okay now? He seems to be playing well.
Thank you, rack 3.
Well, I
Europe
don't think
to
anyone
break,
of us
1
was
rack
happy.
each.
So he's okay.
It's going well. We'll be back with the non-European playing captain in a short while. Let's get back to the action.
Break from Drago coming up dry. To this stage, the break certainly hasn't been favoring whoever's been knocking it. But Tony and Rodney will have to try and work that little dilemma out.
I don't know. He may have left an edge here.
But certainly an easy kick shot off the cushion. I think Drago will take this. A lot of left-hand spin into the cue ball. He certainly doesn't want to give it back to Morris.
Yeah, he knows what happens when he gives it back.
Does not want this to go in.
Oh boy, an unfortunate roll will keep Tony Drago at the table. Here you see it. It's an amazing day when you see 3 times players have to shoot out of their own safeties.
This has really been a battle of defensive prowess.
Wow, look at that touch.
Rodney Morris and Tony are putting on quite a display here of what to do when you don't have a shot. And also letting everybody here know that 9-ball is not always about what you make.
Well, the Rocket can see this 1 ball. He's got a lot of places to hide. He could put a pretty tough safety back on Tony here.
I think that just ducked in behind that brown 7. Again, an easy kick. Oh, he didn't hit that one the way he wanted to. Didn't catch that nearly as flush as intended. And for the first time, a glimmer of chance for Rodney Morris.
Doesn't have quite a full pocket to send that 1 ball in there, but he makes it by.
This is the big shot, Jerry. A long, awkward 2. Oh, what a strike. What a beautiful stroke from Morris there. And now he's got this rack at his mercy. Boy, he got down and feathered that 2 into the pocket like it was a hanger.
He sure did. And like you say, everything is open for him now. He just has to come back down to the half of the table over which he is now standing to take the 6.
An incredible standard of play here by these two in 2 respects. Superb safety play and great shot making. We said Drago would be a better player today, and he has lived up to that. The only thing is Rodney Morris, an unstoppable force.
Rodney Morris takes his 2nd point, and he's got a narrow 2-1 lead here. There's a lot more to come in Las Vegas.
Welcome back to the studio here at the MGM Grand. Singles play on day 2. The Rocket and the Tornado.
Track 4,
USA in
break,
front,
leading by 2
4-2
racks
the
to
overall scoreline. But Europe on the comeback trail here in day 2. They've won the opening match courtesy of Suke and Peach, and Tony Drago looking to continue on with that momentum, but he trails 2-1 to the Rocket right now.
It's a dry break. So the table will be turned over to Mr. Drago. And here you see it, just nothing finding a hole. Ooh. Very close to having to play out of his own safety, but that not happening, and this is a tough position.
You know, this sort of play, you'd have to think would favor somebody coming from a snooker background as Drago does. Oh, this will have to be some shot.
Oh, it nearly is, but it's a foul, and now Drago comes to the table with ball in hand. A nice situation.
And again, he wants to put the 1 up in behind the 4 and the 8 here. Lay the cue ball in behind the 2. The reason for that is even if he extracts his 2nd foul, he wants to make sure that he's got some colors to try and hide behind. to nail Rodney Morris on 3 fouls, 3 consecutive fouls, which would be loss of rack.
Well, that's not going to happen.
Just forgot to tell Rodney. Great escape there.
Yeah, unfortunately for Mr. Morris, he has left a shot for Drago. Drago takes advantage. Does he get any shape on the 2? Wow. That was close. He's got a tough shot, but at least he's got a shot. Thing is, what does he do from here? That 3 ball's in a tough position. Oh, that's what you do. You leave yourself a bank into the side.
A tough one.
Well, that's one way to do it, and he's left himself in a really tough spot here, Jim.
The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. The fluke 3, completely unintended, and then Tony raises his thumb as he sees that cue ball slithering behind that color. Now does this 4 pass the 7 into the corner? Tony raises his hand in despair. That tells us it does. Not a happy camper, Drago.
Well, again, Rodney doesn't have the entire pocket with which to work, but he doesn't need the entire pocket. If he's got a ball width, he can slide it in there. The players are adjusting to the conditions now. Yesterday, things were a bit foreign to them, and we saw some clumsy shot making. But today, these two.
A mistake from the Rocket there. Did not intend cannoning into that 9, and now he's going to have to try and just massé this around the 9 to make the 7.
Just a little bit of swerve. Amazing how easy he makes that look.
Didn't give it a second look. He played terrific in his match against Fayen yesterday. 6-1 he beat Niels. And he's brought the same form to the table here against Tony Drago. It's a 3-1 lead now over Drago. Rodney Morris is in superlative form.
You know, Jim, Rodney Morris was just made for 9-ball. This game suits his personality. He's an aggressive player, and 9-ball loves aggression, and he's got that huge heart.
Absolutely. There's his profile. 37 years of age, the former U.S. Open champion, won the Whirlpool League overseas, and a 2-time Reno Open champ. He's had 5 appearances in the Mosconi Cup and a winning record, big-time winning record. 18 wins, only 4 losses. Arguably one of the best Mosconi Cup performers to date.
Well, I'm going to tell you that you're the stat pro, so I'm going to leave it to you to research whether that's not the best winning percentage of any player.
Jerry, I can tell you if it isn't, I don't know who's got a better record than his. And Drago, dry break. That seems to be the storyline of this match. Morris is happy to see that. He'd love to be getting out of his chair a few more times in this match. Already a 3-1 lead in favor. He just doesn't look like missing.
And his stroke is so pure today. He's going through that cue ball like it's not even there.
Feathers the 5 off the cushion a little bit, and intended to just run through a little further, though. It's not the easiest 4, and it doesn't present the easiest position to the 5.
Well, he's going to have to roll around the 7-ball, and he does. And now he's got to get around the 5, but a hit won't hurt him too badly.
He won't mind that at all. Straight in, and he can follow through. Top side of the table for the 6 next.
Cue ball on a string for Rodney Morris.
He's not out of the woods yet, though, Jerry. Very awkward cueing on that side cushion. So much so that,
boy, Drago leapt out of his chair.
Yeah, caused the miss. That wasn't easy. Tony has to capitalize, and he knows it. Doesn't want to be straight here.
Well, this is huge. Now, the score was getting ready to be 4-1 for Morris. Instead, Drago now with the opportunity to bring it close at 3-2. That can really change the attitude of the players in the game. But then again, you know, we saw Tony yesterday, in all fairness, make some really critical mistakes at critical times, and now he's done it again.
And Morris isn't going to let him forget it. Knocks that 9 in to go 4-1 in front over Drago. And Tony will be left to remember it.
Well, that has really got to hurt you. You've got to have a positive attitude to play this game.
The first miss from Morris should have been punished. And then the final missed 9 from Tony Drago was punished. You know, looking at that again, it just skidded a bit, Jerry.
It sure did, but I'm not sure it skidded enough for that miss. If he'd been in the heart of the pocket, I think that ball would have gone. Take a look.
Watch this 9. Just skidded. Just the narrowest of kicks, and that could have been enough to keep the 9 on the surface. 4-1 as Morris crashes into the break. And he's got a shot at the 2.
He's got a shot at the 2, and watch the way this table sets up. It is open. If he makes this 2 and gets shape on the 3, this rack could be done. He's asked for the cue ball to be cleaned. Michaela Tabb taking on that task.
Going to be looking at the 2, the 3, bottom right, and then he needs angle to get over across the table for the 5 next. Key shot already, and he's got the angle.
Well, just when we thought Drago was going to make a match out of it, he's put himself in a position where he could be down 5-1. Oh, and I put the commentator's jinx on the Rocket.
It's a bad miss from Rodney, but he got away with it. That 9 has come to his aid. Tony's kicking at this.
He needs that 3 to stop and stay behind the 8, but I think it's leaked out.
A long 3 for Rodney Morris. Happy to get back to the table so quick after the miss. What a shot that time. That was about 5 times harder than the one he missed.
Well, he would have liked to have had more angle on this shot. Now he's made getting position on the 6 ball more difficult than it should have been. Look at the stroke this guy has.
He's going to have to kill the speed of the white here to hold for position to the 7 next. And once again, he's asked for the ball to be cleaned. The shot clock will be stopping. Not that either Morris or Tony Drago would ever worry about the shot clock.
Yeah.
This time the object ball being cleaned, the 6. And Michaela just doing a little greenskeeping.
Well, our ball's back in play.
Start the clock.
And the clock is turned back on, and so Rodney goes back to work.
Great shot. Digging into the white to kill the speed and hold for the 7. And now should be smooth sailing.
Indeed. 2 balls away from the hill.
And the hill is going to be arriving very soon.
There you have it. Rodney Morris crawls up on top of the hill. 1 rack away from extending America's lead in the Mosconi Cup. And Tony Drago now has a lot of work to do. And it's an alternating break format, so he knows that the Rocket will be coming back to the table no matter what he does.
And Tony's profile, 42 years of age. And that World Masters title back in 2003 really let the world know that this snooker player had made the transformation to 9-ball successfully. He loves 9-ball. It suits his
Back
style.
7, Europe to break.
And he
Chile
feels
by
his
5
best
racks
is
to
yet
1.
to come. He's going to need to pull out his best to survive this one. 5-1 he trails Rocket.
And it's a dry break, so he has to turn the table over. As you can see, the 1-ball does not go into the side pocket, and that's the shot they're trying. When that 1-ball doesn't go, they've got a problem.
Push
He's
out.
kept that cue ball in the 1 very close, and so much so, in fact, that Rodney decides to push out. You don't see that very often when you've got a clear path to the object ball on.
No, but like you say, there was no easy safety available from there. And now the Rocket has a very, very thin cut on the 1-ball into the corner pocket. And he's still got some other problems on the table. The 6-ball is blocked from the corner pocket by the 7. So this rack is not yet done.
No, that 6-ball, that's really the key ball in this rack, Jerry. That's the one that's going to decide whether or not the Rocket secures the victory in the match right here and now, or we'll have to wait for the victory march. And he's looking at it. It does present a combination to the 7, but there's a little distance between those two.
Well, you know, we saw a shot similar to this last year in the Mosconi Cup, and Rodney was able to move the cue ball between the 6 and the 7 and take the 6 down into the corner. But where the 5-ball is, that opportunity doesn't really present itself this year.
One thing about it, he's going to be able to get that cue ball exactly where he wants it to attack the 6, and I've got a feeling he's going to go at the 6-7. A lot easier to play that shot 5-1 in front than at a 3-3 type of score.
Absolutely, he can free stroke it. A lovely bump off the 8-ball and leaves a nice combination shot. Now remember, he's got to make the ball and play position on the 6, and he's missed the combination. And he's left a combination on for the 6-9.
Guaranteed Tony will take this on, because the 6 will stay where the 9 is even if he misses it. But he didn't. Drago needed that. Got the mistake and the miss from Morris and capitalized. At least he's still alive. It's a 5-2 score in favor of Morris. But Tony needed that.
Rodney Morris on the hill. Now the question is, can he get over that hill and put down Tony Drago? Drago made a nice combination in that last rack.
By 5 racks to 2.
Took the 9-ball down, but it's the Rocket at the table. And he's made a legal break, but has anything fallen?
It's been amazing how the break has deserted both players in this match. I think the storyline has been one of how strong Rodney has played. Very few mistakes. That missed combination attempt in the last kept Tony alive in this match. But in fairness, the 5-2 scoreline, I think, is a just result of how the play has been. Oh, very unlucky touch on that 9. Almost took the cue ball into that corner pocket.
Still, the 1-ball does not clear into the corner, so Rodney's going to have to invent a shot here. There's some safety play available because of all the balls still on the table. There's plenty of places to run and hide, but he doesn't.
Tony was trying to get that cue ball behind the pink, and he's left a shot for Morris on the 1. the strong safety play that we saw the early going of this match from Drago has also deserted him now. He's a textbook of emotions, Tony. He wears his heart on his shirt sleeve.
Now.
And he may just try and hold the cue ball behind the 4 here.
He may indeed.
Because there's no way he can get position. The bank shot here, just no positional rewards at all.
Doesn't want that 2 ball to hit anything.
Kick shot here for Tony off that left-hand cushion. I think he may have had visions of making the 5 there, Jerry, but.
You know, I was surprised he didn't pull out his jump cue there and go for the carom off of the 2. It wasn't that tough of carom.
I've only seen Tony try a jump shot once, and that was at this year's World Championship. Well, first and last shot I've seen him play with a jump cue.
That's where he bought the jump cue. He bought it in Manila. He said he had to practice on it before this Mosconi Cup. He's got it available to him at the table, but he hasn't pulled it out.
Morris trying to slice that 2 down the right-hand cushion. He's left Drago with half a chance. Very difficult not only to make the 2, but to get position to the 3. Can't see him taking this on. Well, this is Tony Drago we're talking about. Look at this. He deserves position. Did he get it?
Boy, it looks like he did. He's shooting this with a level cue.
Oh, that was some effort on the 2.
That was beautiful.
Fantastic.
Overran this shot a little, but the pocket's available, and he slots it right in there. And now does he try to feed it between the 8 and 9? Yes, he does.
He's not ready to pack his cue and head out yet.
Tony Drago on the comeback trail. And boy, does his team need it.
To get back to 5-3. Drago makes the 9. He's got the break in the next for what it's worth. And Suke and Johan look on happily to applaud. Drago still alive and kicking in this match. But he knows it's still a ways back. Daryl Peach in the background, looking very comfortable. European team, Stepanov and Niels Fyan, they'll be coming up next. You don't see them because they're down on the practice table, warming up, loosening that back arm.
You know, the Rockets got a lead here, but pool players know that when another player starts coming back on them, when momentum changes chairs, it can often spell doom. So he needs to get back to the table.
That's a legal break, made one as well, and I think he's got half a chance at the 1.
Yes, he does. The key on this shot would be getting position on the 2, and instead he's chosen to push out rather than play a safe.
No, he's not pushing out here, Jerry. He's going to try and cut this in.
I thought I heard Michaela say push out.
Needs the white to hurry.
Got to get a roll.
They're applauding. He must be there.
Needs to come off this rail cleanly.
No good shot on the 3 required.
Indeed. Oh. Ever so close to missing, but when they fall, they fall.
Well, he has played himself back into this match. 4 colors away from a 5-4 scoreline.
Well, he's not happy because he overran his position play. Now the cue ball is going to be moving away from the 8, so he's got to do some magic, and boy, does he. Look at the shot this man just uncorked.
They love it. And this is definitely going to put Tony Drago in good stead. Look at him. He's on fire. The tornado is back to 5-4. He's won the last 3 racks in a row. and he'll have to sit and watch Morris break in the next. But you've just seen Tony Drago at his best.
Now let's talk about the position that this man is in now. This is an alternating break format, so the Rocket gets to come to the table now and break the balls apart. But if he turns the table back over to Drago on the break, as we've seen happen oh so often with this new break rule, then Drago would have the opportunity to clear this rack and then be breaking.
Yeah, Morris, though, has to have some negative thoughts in his head.
USA to break.
He's been shut out the last couple racks. A Drago onslaught. Cue ball. This match has done an about face. It has turned on Rodney Morris like a rabid dog, Jerry. And it is there now for Tony Drago to seize.
Yep, all the rolls going Drago's way right now. And this rack is just a road map. Let's just connect the dots and get through this rack, and then it'll be a double hill match, and Drago will be breaking and in control.
Our first hill match of this year's Mosconi Cup. But not very often in an alternating break format do you see a player come back from a 5-1 deficit.
Boy, he is really playing fast. When Tony plays this fast, he is feeling good.
And Rodney Morris has to know if Drago gets even a sniff in the last rack, he will get another point for Europe. It is 5-5 here. The joint's alive in the MGM Grand. Drago and Rodney Morris, hill, and Drago with the break.
And that is the first time I have seen Rodney Morris looking down. He knows what's happening here.
Simon has found Johan, and I'm sure Johan is delighted.
I certainly have found him. Johan, what a comeback. Rodney Morris was on the hill, but Tony Drago has somehow turned it around. How?
Oh, by lightning flash lightning play. I mean, if you blink your eyes, he's one rake further. And Rodney just made a couple of mistakes, and he I mean, if he missed the line, he was there already. So, I mean, it's now up 5-0. Let's hope he continues. Good break and maybe run out. Let's hope so.
What have we learned about the character of Tony Drago? Because there was a point at which when it was 5-1, he looked down and out, his face was miserable, he wasn't happy, but somehow he's turned it around. What sort of character is he?
Oh, he's a fighter for sure. That's, I mean, he likes to play, and he likes to play Rodney. And when Rodney plays in his rhythm, actually, so that's why Rodney makes a couple of mistakes, and now I hope he can run it out.
How big a moment if he pulls off a victory in this match?
Well, that will be our turnaround for today, because we still got two great couples playing, so it will be great.
Can he do it? Back to you, Jim.
I think he's done it, Simon. He is off and running again, like a whippet.
Well, it's the day of the comeback, and what a comeback this has been for Tony Drago. We had written him off, and now he is back all the way.
An incredible turnaround. And if you're keeping score at home, this is a match you must take note of. This could be where Europe has wrested control of the Mosconi Cup away from the Americans. Your eyes do not deceive you. Tony Drago has just won 5 racks in a row and taken out Rodney Morris 6-5. The tornado has kept the European train on its tracks. 4-3 now, the overall score to Team America, but Drago off like a whippet and back on song.
Can you go bathroom right now?
What a fantastic turn of events for Team Europe. They were beaten yesterday like chained dogs, and they have really come back.
And this is how fast Drago can go through the balls, like nobody in the world. When he is on, no one can live with him. Proof positive, Tony Drago at top speed, even sped up. He looks invincible.
What an incredible comeback from Tony Drago. After a disastrous day one, Europe are fighting back. They're now just 4-3 down in the race to 11. Now let's hear from the hero of the hour, the Tornado.
As you can see, the break this time, Europeans and Americans were not quite. So unless you're, as I was 5-1 down, but I knew his break, although alternative, is not guaranteed to make balls. So as long as I hung there, I'm with a chance.
And at the end of yesterday, it hadn't been a good day for Team Europe. It hadn't been a good day for you on a personal note. What were your feelings at the end of yesterday? Rumours were you were not particularly happy. How were you feeling?
Well, I wasn't happy because in the last game, me and Konstantin made just a couple of mistakes. He left me straight on the 8, and then I hit the 8 very hard. So, you know, we should have been at least 3-2 down. But today we started well, and, you know, Europe is there. Don't worry about that.
Can Europe complete the fight back of fight backs? Join us again when Stepanov and Feyen try to tie it all up against Duel and Archer in the partypoker.net Mosconi Cup 14.